Hey, what's up you guys? So it is past 10 p.m. right now and I slept all day, so I'm wide awake. So what I want to do is first of all make myself look a little bit more presentable to be on this camera with you guys. Voila, that's good enough for me. The point of this video is basically that I want to tire myself out so I can get sleepy and at least go to bed by 2 a.m. That would be such a dream, considering that the past like 3 to 4 days I've been going to sleep at about 7, 8, 9 a.m. which is insane, and I've been sleeping the entire day. I did make a little to-do list of things that we could do to hang out with each other tonight. We are going to start with a little update. I have my 3rd physical therapy visit tomorrow and I'm really nervous. I really hope the PT did better than the last time that she saw me, because the last time I feel like she talked too much. I kind of mentioned that in my other video, and I feel like she wasn't really like focusing on my exercises slash foot slash ankle. So it could have been that it was my first time with her and she was like assessing the situation, but I don't know, it made me feel weird that she talked a lot. I just felt like she wasn't concentrating, so I hope tomorrow goes better. When it comes to my foot, I can now scrunch my toes a lot better and I can go up and down a lot better. I'm having a lot of trouble doing like ins and outs, like it's not happening, and when it does it hurts. So that's something I'm gonna have to bring up with her tomorrow, and I'm gonna have to say like, hey, is there any way that you can move my foot very, very gently, because it's literally not happening and I need help. So I am a little nervous for PT tomorrow, but I am happy that it's really late in the evening, so that makes me feel just like not as rushed, you know. Like I always feel nervous about when my appointments are like in the morning. I'm supposed to be going 2 times a week too. You know what, that's something we could do, write a list of questions that we're gonna ask her. Actually, let's do that right now. Okay, that was actually very productive because now I'm ready. Now what I want to do is make it nice and cold in here because I'm getting kind of warm. So I think I want to like move this party to my bed and read a chapter of my book, and then I can tell you guys about it. While I have you here, I will tell you that I just finished reading The Witnesses Are Gone by Joel Lane. On a scale of 1 to 5, I would give it a 3. Wait, is that true? Let me think about it. I'll give it a 2.8. I say 2.8 because I did like it. I like the way that it was written. It was easy to follow. It's weird because I don't like creepy shit, but I almost like how creepy it was. It basically is a story of nobody asked for this, but I'm gonna tell you anyways. This guy who found these cursed videotapes at his new house, and he lives with his girlfriend. He starts this like hunt to find this man's other works from this like film director who's like French. He travels to, I think it was Paris, there was another place, and then Mexico. He's kind of high during some of these, you know, field trips, if you want to call it that. He gets put in these like weird situations where it's super creepy because everything, he describes everything as decaying and stuff, and you get this like really weird imagery of like broken bones and like ribs showing and like people turning into dust or stuff like that. You start to think like, what the heck, is it like this because he's on drugs, or is he like mentally going through something, or is it just like a metaphor for how dark and awful his perspective of the world is? I also googled the name of the film director in the story, Jean Rien, and Rien means nothing, which is interesting because in the story he's chasing Rien, right? So he's chasing nothing, right? So I guess he doesn't have that like spark to live, and he has this like girlfriend at home that like he loves her, but it's just like this very routine type of thing where all they do is like go to town together, if you know what I mean, and just like watch TV and like get drunk together. So the relationship is kind of empty, it just doesn't feel alive. His obsession with searching for the film director is like him going out into the world and finding other reasons to feel something, or at least that's the vibe I'm getting. Right after I finished reading it, I was like, oh, that was really dark. I don't think I'm gonna read that again, because I'm not a very like, I don't like scary things. Like I don't like dark shit that depresses me. I enjoyed the story for what it was. It was like cool. I'm gonna give it a 3. Actually, I take back my rating of 2.8. I'm gonna give it a 3 because I did like the story. It's just not something I would read again because it would put me in a depressing mood. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So that was the last book I read. And it's funny because I don't know how this book ended up on my reading list. I have a big reading list using this app called Margins. Changed my life. It like actually makes me want to like read every day because I like seeing the little books just be next to each other. I don't know how to explain what I'm saying. Well, I don't know. I'm like giving up on my sentences, but I like that app. It makes me want to read more. I'm starting to read based on book length. So I'm kind of starting from like tiny books to like bigger books or whatever. That's kind of how I have it sorted. I sound a little British there for a second, didn't I? So funny story, the one before this was White Knights. I'm sorry, I'll put his name right here because I know I'm gonna butcher it. I forgot how to say it. But it's White Knights, and that's a book that I would give 2.5. I liked the imagery in that book. Like I felt like I was like in the streets. I felt like it was very dreamlike and foggy, like I was like wandering around in the rain. There's this girl, her name's Nastenka, never gonna forget her name. And if you've read White Knights, you know why, because this man says Nastenka like every 5 seconds, and he falls in love with this girl Nastenka after 4 days, by the way. I think he falls in love with her before that, like after the first or second day. Meanwhile, Nastenka is in love with somebody else and she's like waiting upon his return. She kind of friend zones the main character. Once he starts to feel like, and I guess spoiler, if you don't want to know what happens, like skip ahead. When he finally starts to feel like they're gonna end up together, the guy that she was waiting for comes back. And then she kind of like forgets all about this guy and then goes back to the other dude. But she's nice enough to be like, you know, I'm sorry, maybe we can still be friends. But you know, that's heartbreaking, da da da. It ends with the main character feeling like he was already like a cynical dude, but he had this like gratitude that he ends the book with, where you yourself kind of end up leaving the story like, oh wow, he was really grateful for their time together and he really like did fall in love with her and became so connected to her, and he didn't feel any like ill will towards her or like regret of their time together. And yes, there was like pain, he was heartbroken. He more so walked away like, oh my gosh, like I'm so happy that that happened. I'm so happy that I had this special moment to connect with this woman, and the connection was just so special and I'm so grateful for that. Like, and you really feel the weight of that, you know, because I guess it's kind of just like this like thing that you say, but like you could tell by the way that it was written, like it was really felt, and I liked that. It's like, yeah, like a lot of unfortunate shit could happen. Sometimes you can look back on the happy things and be like, wow, you know what, that part was nice. Just have gratitude that you were able to connect with someone in such a way that like so much love came out of that moment, you know, like that's really special as a human. I liked it. I give it a 2.8 out of 5 because, man, the wall of text where this man's is just like Nastenka, Nastenka, and then he's like pouring his heart out, or like they're just like talking about their lives and getting to know each other. It's just a lot, or at least in my case. I felt very like, oh my gosh, when is this man's monologue gonna stop? It felt a little bit like a never-ending story, even though it is really short. But I did enjoy it. I did get something from it. I did like it. But yeah, I would give it a 2.8. Would not exactly read it again, but I did enjoy it for the moment, like he did with his time with Nastenka. So that's 2 books in a row that kind of had like dark, dreary energy. The next book in my reading list is called Help Meet. It's not a happy book, apparently. It's also another dark book, but I already started it, so I'm gonna continue reading it, and it is short, so you know, why not? But I'm like, okay, the next book after this, if it is not a happy book, I'm gonna skip it. I need a little bit more hope and happiness around here. That's kind of how my reading list is going. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to me ramble about books. Go read. Let's go read. Let's make it nice and cozy in here and let's go read. I finished chapter 1 of Help Me, and this is some pretty dark shit. It's about a husband and wife where the husband seems to be dying of, I think, syphilis, and it sounds like he used to be a doctor. The wife is now taking care of him, and as I was reading, I was like, wow, this is graphic and making me queasy, first of all, but also this is awful. Being in a mindset of like, okay, I'm recovering from an injury, I am now reading about someone who seems to be like bedridden and in pain all the time and just like feeling completely helpless and depending on other people. This is not making me feel good. So I'm gonna stop reading this right now and we're gonna watch an episode of Girl Meets World so I can laugh and try to ignore just how depressing that was.